Hi, everybody. We are going over this month's Ambuscade Volume 1 for April 2022. This is a repeat of Quadavs from 2019 and 2020 with some updates from this April 2022 update as well. We'll go over those as well as what buffs we're using and the strat as it comes and goes. We will be switching between my screen as the white mage and Myrrh screen as the DD, so that way you can see up close what's going on between the front line and the back line in this fight on the specific occasions that need to have something happen. For the buffs on the white mage side, it's just standard spells. You do want to either go with Bar Stonera or Bar Thundra, depending on which strategy you end up doing. We are doing the non-elemental death run on ours, so we could have switched it up from Barstone over to Bar Thunder to help with no stuns happening to our tank. Luckily, Karm's an awesome tank, and we didn't need the Bar Thunder anyway, as he did not get stunned. For the other buffs, you have our Corsair, Geomancer, and Bard. They did their standard songs, rolls, and Geo bubbles. So those are Indi-Fury, Geo-Frailty, Chaos Sam, and then for the Bard, you had two marches, so Honor March and Victory March, Minuet 5, and Blade Madrigal. As you can see, the High Vicar starts off by himself, and we do want to pull him into the back corner as he does a lot of directional AoE moves. You will have Orlob and Shell Smash, which can take out DDs pretty quickly, but for a Rune Fencer or a Paladin, they don't actually deal a whole lot of damage, but it's just nice to make sure that the DDs stand behind the High Vicar to avoid getting hit by those directional AoEs. Once you pull the High Vicar, he will spawn two mobs. You will have the Berserker, which is a warrior, and a Devout, which is a paladin. Once both of these are dead, the High Vicar's diamond shield, as you can see, will be dispelled. Since both the paladin and the warrior mobs do gain their corresponding 2 hours, you do want to make sure to take out the devote down to use invincible and then switch over to the berserker to attack. Once both are killed, the respawn timers have changed from 20 seconds to 60 seconds in this update. So during that time, while the shield is down, you want to just melee the boss using weapon skills, anything to get him to benediction. Once he benedictions, he will summon an Elementalist, which is a black mage mob. So your backline can silence him to make sure that the Elementalist doesn't cast any AoE magic spells. You do not, though, want to silence the High Vicar if you are doing the non Elementalist death, which we did in this case, because what you'll do is you'll get the Elementalist down low and the High Vicar will cast Cure 6 on the Elementalist, which will drop his diamond shield. Once the shield is down, you can then again deal as much damage as possible. It is only down for a short period because it's only in the window of him casting Cure 6. If you have a red mage, you can try landing Addle 2. Sadly, my white mage wasn't able to land it even with Frazzle from my Geomancer. But I did also slow the mob, which did help with the casting time as well. Once the High Vicar benedictions again, you will see two new mobs spawn. You'll have the Defiler and the Disruptor. The Defiler is a Dark Knight and the Disruptor is a Red Mage. You'll want to make sure to silence the Disruptor as he will spam Dispelga, put up Shock Spikes, do Paralyzega. He gets really nasty. But at this time, you'll also want to make sure to silence the High Vicar, as he will cast Silena, as they are a white mage, in order to unsilence the red mage to have him spam this again. You can choose to kill either the Defiler or the Disruptor first. It does not matter the order in this case. One thing to note on this wave, though, is that all three mobs will only be weak to one type of damage. It'll either be melee damage, magic damage, or range damage. So you do want kind of a spread in regards to your job setup to make sure that you cover those three. For us, we used a warrior that had magic and physical. we had a ranger that could do all three, so that made taking out the disruptor really easy. Once you kill one of the three, you can then move to the High Vicar, who will have a weakness to either melee, ranged, or magic. Once you find which one of the three deals the most damage, his shield will drop, which will then allow you to do any damage type in order to take down. He does not use Benediction on this wave, so each time you figure out what his weakness is, you just go ham with whatever damage you want, whatever does the most. But every time he puts his shield back up, his damage changes for that. So you'll see all of a sudden your melee might not be doing as much, but your range does a whole crap load. And then he puts it up again, and now the range isn't doing anything, but let in salute does a whole bunch, sort of thing. So you want to keep changing it up depending on which does the most damage in order to drop that shield. During this time, he does gain a move called Malice of Gouda, which is a 30 range AoE. So your backline will get hit by this. It does gravity and bind. So make sure if you're a white mage, you have your JSC necklace on in order to get rid of both at the same time. I do recommend any healers running up into either side of the nooks. So that way, when that move does go off, they won't get knocked back as far, but hopefully be in range of the damage dealers so that way they can get rid of that effect, but also not being in front of the mob to get hit by or lob shell smash. Once the main NM is dead, you can then move on to either the Defiler or the Disruptor, which one you ever left last. They again will have one weakness to either melee, ranged, or magic. Once you find that out, you can go ahead and kill them. Pretty easy ambuscade. We did it in about 8 minutes, but that was just because we were sitting there talking about our previous run in regards to how to change things up or just like easier solutions since we're dual boxing this round. So you could probably do this fight in maybe 5, 6 minutes if you have 6 people playing all individual jobs. Once you finish this fight, if you do have a white mage in party, you can do recall Pash, or you can check out any of the other suggestions that we have in our YouTube short. Now, if you do kill the Elementalist, you will see in this video, I do include what happens here. So we did accidentally kill the Elementalist on one of our runs. He did gain the effect of Wall of Gouda, which is a curse that does 75% of your HP MP reduction, as well as a plague that is 50 TP and 500 MP per tick. So you can see once I get pulled in, which is a distance of 30, my MP is all of a sudden gone. Everybody's HP is really low. I was not very smart because I completely forgot about this move because it used to be called Sorrow of Gouda in previous ambuscades. So just as a heads up, it did change names in this one to Wall of Gouda, and I used Kursna instead of Varuna, and then I also rested instead of hitting my benediction. But it did give you guys a chance to see Wall of Gouda as well as the subsequent Torment of Gouda afterwards. I hope this video is very helpful for you guys, and I wish you luck on your ambuscade adventures. See you next time! Bye bye!